sure that my stream is not still lagging. Other than that, we should have a good gaming session. Looks like everything's working the way it needs to be. I'm looking here, and then I'm looking there, and okay, and it's lagging just slightly. It looks like not as badly as it was this morning. I did make a few adjustments, by the way, so hopefully that has helped the situation. To be honest about it, I will keep it on over here. Mute myself. So welcome to my stream. Glad that everyone is here. We don't need the thing to read to us. I'm going to shut that off. Okay, what you see is this, because I think I've finally got this working properly. 12 days and 8 hours. That's the last one. Okay. We have our stronghold. We have 4 people in our party. I think we will, we have 5 people in our party, sorry. I think we can find a 6th if we make our way down to
all right then.
Defiance Bay. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. We have flies here that bite. Do you all have that? Or maybe it's stinging? They're not big enough to be horse flies, and they're not those long gray ones that came over from China either. I don't even know. Very aggressive. Kind of hurts. So let's see what we have going on here. So this belongs to us, so there will be no more monsters on the ground, she said optimistically. Now that thing's bitten me twice. It bit me twice yesterday too. I just thought I was hallucinating. But today I looked down at what was biting me.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
A rather awkward situation with him and his voice. So, we want to get to Defiance Bay. To get to that bridge, we're going to have to go here. I think let's go ahead and do that before we do Raederic. He's very hard. Of course, I think we've got this set on a fairly easy level. I've been commenting the whole time. Geez, that's easier than it was last time, right? I'm probably getting sick of hearing that. It's just one of them. I think we can take them. I felt that. Oh, all the way into my brain.
Leave it to me.
If somebody puts a palm to your nose, you know what I mean? See, that's just way too easy. Okay. Way too easy. You don't even have to think about it. Wah. Of course, I don't know, I'm one of these people that, I mean, don't get me wrong, when I'm playing my Valhalla game, I revel in the combat. Today I was avenging someone's death, I ran in and just started slaughtering people. Guards. You can't kill the civilians. I mean, you can, but you can't kill very many of them. I do it on accident. Seriously?
Leave it to me.
A little yip yip. Yip 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 yip. I don't know what that's supposed to do to them, but it doesn't seem to do much of anything. What's that supposed to do? Bolt of inflicts raw damage and dazes. It might daze them, maybe. Ashday. Oh, did we already look at that grimoire? Or did we just like? Oh, we just acquired that. Oh, how much gold do we have? So I am pleased with the new camera. The only problem I'm having is I'm really dizzy, which is sad. I'm having really massive allergy problems. Oh, I don't have enough gold. You'll notice that I am not shocked by that. A little surprised, but not shocked. Ah, if you're going to do something like that, go to get that. Thank you very much. What should I do? Thank you very much. Oh, it's not a structure, it's a rock. And some more yip-yips.
You're not getting through me.
The two approaches, though, that you can take is that the role-playing is more important for you. And combat is that's really what Baldur's Gate is more about, is the role-playing. In games like Valhalla, there's role-playing in it, but the combat is kind of crucial. It's a little bit less intensive than other games, as you'll know. So, okay, before he beats me silly, I think that we're going to have to do something with him. Or for him. To him. Oh, there you go. That's right, preposition. Not at him. Well, at him too, yeah. Actually. Good gad, that really did not do as much as I had hoped it would. These are these per encounter things. He seems to be resistant. Since we can do this twice per encounter, let's do it. It's better than right in the nose. That hurt. I could feel that from here. Come on, guys, just finish them off. It can't be that hard. Anyhow, nobody pretends that this game is combat intensive. Well, maybe somebody does, but seriously. Okay. Oh, we've reached the end of the world, or the edge of the world. More yip-yips. Only one. I keep contemplating whether or not I want to turn the difficulty level up because it just seems so way too easy. So welcome everyone, as I said before. Hope everything is going great with you. Y'all are more than welcome to lurk. Also, some feedback on the stream would be great. I don't know if it's still lagging like it was yesterday. I know it was lagging a little bit, although I think it's hard for y'all to really tell because it's, unless you write something in the chat, but you don't have to write something in the chat, that's fine. As long as it's not bothering you, it doesn't bother me. I had some person get in the chat and kick earlier, so this morning, and copy and write my chat rules into the chat. It was really weird. It's like, why would you do that? Okay, so, curse my luck, the woman mutters, kicking her foot into the ground and upturning a clod of soil. As you approach, her ears twitch and she turns to reach you. Hail, traveler, she says with a half-hearted hand wave. The bridge to Defiance Bay is out. If that's where you're headed, you'll need to find another route. What destroyed the bridge? The river's been rising on account of the storms, all the storms. Here, where the river narrows, the flooding did the most damage. The Orlan woman folds her arms, a scowl overtaking her face. Guess they don't make things to last around here, do they? One of the stone columns collapsed in a flash flood, taking the whole middle section of the bridge out to sea. That's intense. Madmer Bridge was the most direct route from Gilded Vale to Defiance Bay. Merchants and travelers now have to find boat passage and or add days of extra travel to loop around the bay. Okay, so I started a ferry service thinking I'd earn some coin and help others cross over the bay. Peregrine shakes her head, her ears twitching as she speaks, and that was a big That was a big mistake. That was a bigger mistake than the time I allowed a cipher to court me. Sorry. Everything really is. Mistake, how so? I have been attempting to turn a quick copper, but she bites her lip, her face turning flush with anger. Just my luck, the blasted current threw my ferry into the rocks. Dash it, and my profits to pieces. Dashed it and my profits to pieces. Making matters worse, when I went to prowl the shore to salvage whatever shipping crates didn't sink, a pair of looters attacked me. She stomps her foot into the ground. The damn brigands had the nerve to attack. I managed to avoid harm, but now they have stolen by force all that was left of my fortune. She eyes you for a long second, her hand cupping her chin. You look like you'd fare better against those looters than little old me. Could I enlist your help? I'll take a look. Okay, Peregrine smiles wide, her eyes perking up. Thank you. I'm sure those thugs have made a mess of my stock, but maybe there's something there to be saved. Okay, so elsewise, how do I get to Defiance Bay? With the bridge destroyed, the best course of action would be to follow the river north. You will be able to cross further upstream, but you've got a long walk up ahead of you. So, there we go. In Baldur's Gate 2, earlier, I was attempting to use the FN5 to quick save. So Allah seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
You've been acting strangely lately.
Crumbling castle, abandoned memories, and an old man who can no longer tell them from reality. I'd say we've seen some rather strange things.
Oh, nice to flinch.
And if Meerwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
Fucker. Sorry, that was my chance. Well, there's no point in speculating.
Defiance Bay holds the answers we need.
We need. Okay, let's discuss something else. Nah, let's get back on the road. Oh. Sorry, darling.
That old watcher.
Yeah, we didn't get to ask his questions.
But it sure wasn't that.
You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
It's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. I got that out of it.
You were going to ask him in front of me anyway. You may as well tell me now. Let's go with rational.
All right. Yes, fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden. About how he turned against us and fought for Whiteland. Been on my mind for some time now.
Take an allergy pill here. Let's see if I can get this. Getting under grip.
The thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I would do too. It was right. And hearing claims that he died fighting for Raed Saris, and that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Whiteland had in store. If he really was Aethys. I thought, maybe this old watcher would know how my brother died. So I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, get it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Well, why didn't you ask me for help? I don't know, guess because I didn't know you. It's hard to trust a stranger that says she's a watcher.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. Watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
Really, if I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't be starting with watchers. I should be starting with records. Okay, you should be prepared that there may be no record of your brother's death. Oh, I can get up and remember, which is a crazy thing. Wouldn't be any worse off than then, would I? So, Adair thinks a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about it, they'd have it in Defiance Bay. They got an archive at the palace.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
Oh, I think he's so cute.
Hey.
I mean, I'm kind of strange. Okay, so the supplies can't be down there. Let's go down this road here. Okay, that looks... Because this looks like goes to the main bridge, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I think we're on the right track here. Just going out on a limb. I'm gonna say that. Ooh, nice. There's two down. That really is just way too easy. It's not going to change the difficulty of this area is the problem. That's what I keep coming back to. And once you change the area difficulty, you can't change it back unless you reload a game from before you went to that area. Which in Defiance Bay is going to be a real pain in the rump roast. Gathered around the soggy timbers of a shipwreckage, men and women pick through the driftwood, snatching muddy silverware, moldy clothes, chipped pottery, and anything they can spot amongst the detritus. So all eyes turn to you as you approach. The group trades nervous stares at you until at last a woman in muddy clothes steps forward and speaks. And I understand the concept of my family but this doesn't seem... Where are Brettel and Teron, she asks. They were just up along the path, and we heard fighting. Her eyes narrow and a hand moves toward a knife on her belt. She anticipates your reply. They attacked us. It was a matter of self-defense. You killed them, you think? You see Hanwin's eyes, whoever Hanwin is. I love this. You don't even know who these people are. Tear up before she buries her head in her hands. The men and women around her take a step back, eyeing you cautiously. Hannah looks up, wiping her eyes. You speak of self-defense. Well, we're defending ourselves from this storm. Her voice rises and her face grows flush with emotion. The floods took our entire farm. We have nothing left. Nothing. No food, no roof, and now I don't even have my cousins. She throws up her hands in despair. We don't want to fight you. We have lost enough already. Just please leave us alone. I came here investigating some missing cargo. We mistook your cousins for looters. Oh, that does not change the fact that you're stealing. That's a much better answer. Then you leave us no choice. Well, you always have a choice, darling. You just might not like your choice. Massive difference there. You want to get down here and fight, darling? You might can fight too. But all y'all could fight, it'd go a lot quicker.
Not getting.
So this is not on story mode actually, by the way. It just feels like it's on story mode. Just a second, I'll show y'all. Because y'all won't believe me, this is just ridiculously easy. I don't remember ever having played this. Ooh. Nice. Difficulty. It's on normal. It's not on easy, it's not on story time. Pardon me, what a ridiculous way to. As usually I have it on hard, but I've played normal before and it just feels too easy now. Okay. If that's my biggest problem in life, then I got no problems. Oh. Well, now I hadn't reckoned on stealing this stuff. So I reckon I gotta go back up to her. How does this work? I've forgotten. I think we're gonna have to, yeah, I'm sitting here going, I can't see. You just go back up. Oh, by the way, there's some stuff still down there. Go and take a look and see if any of it's yours. Okay. And we do want to take a look at the cap. Hermit's cap. Immunity to confused and +2 intellect. Not you, him. Don that sucker. Oh, do you have something on your head? You do. Excellent. Okay. World is just spinning around. Okay. I say it a lot, don't I? O-T. Here she is. Hedy. We done did it. Peregrine bounces on her feet at your approach. My helpful strangers return. Are you in, Lige? Have you managed to find anything yet? Even if all you found is driftwood, just knowing those looters got what they deserved would moisten my breeches. Oh my goodness, that is the most tactful, vulgar. I'm often to say that made me laugh so hard I wet my breeches. That's not what she's talking about. So, show her the cargo. Would these happen to be your wares? So, we just gained a negative reputation with Defiance Bay, which I don't really understand, except the people are angry and that's our problem. Peregrine's ears twitch with excitement as you drop the supplies in front of her. Oh, thank you. I was beginning to think it had all sunk to the bottom of the river. She reaches into her tunic pocket and hands something to you. Consider this a small token of my gratitude. I will reward you properly when you visit me at my shop in Defiance Bay. Okay, fair enough. So. I was waiting until I had control of the game. So we're not going to read it necessarily. Like I said, y'all can read that if you want. Look at them knockers on her. But we need to start doing this so we can gain some power. If I understood correctly, it helps us.
That'd be the easy way to get to Defiance Bay. Before the floods, anyway.
OT. Sorry, I did. Just look at. You can't help but look at that. It's just like this blue. You know, you're just going, whoa. Okay, so there is nothing of interest here except the chick with the large tracts of land, of course. So which makes me sound like I swing that way, but it's just, and I don't, but it just really is quite, almost smacking you in the face. Oh, poor Yip Yips. Oh, like I said, this is on normal mode, and yeah. And I'm not keen to turn it up on hard mode. Embarrass the shit out of myself. I mean, we could do if y'all really want to.
And what does that flame reveal?
Y'all can laugh at me. I'll get my ass kicked. Do remember this is the stream is marked for mature audiences, and it's obviously that doesn't include me, but I'm the one playing, so I'm exempt from that rule. So we're going around the long way to Defiance Bay before we go and take care of Lord Raederic. Oh, sneaking over here must have taken some time. It was really doof. Oh, and I'm not sure that they auto-save between areas. One would think they would, but it doesn't mean they do. Okay. Y'all play the second part yet? Anybody? I started it, and then I actually quit because I got tired of listening to that damn priestess. But I decided to try again. And all the Southerner hate calling everybody Hicks and stuff. It was just ugly. Okay, a dwarven woman dressed in skins and hides leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bear figurine between her feet. A large white-furred fox stands at her heels, looking up at your approach. He's cute.
Easy, Ituma. It's not him.
Hey? I don't get the clever response because it is a him. So who are you waiting for?
Version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Oh, standing around here is probably not the most productive thing you could do. Oh, is your friend meeting you here? Yes, makes sense.
Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Okay, back up. What does this stranger have to do with your friend? Seems like a...
I'm from an island to the far south called Nasata. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Well, why can't you find him? There can't be that many people, that many of your people in the Direwood. I always call it Direwood, it's what it looks like to me. He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, did I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation, or incarnation, which could be anyone. Well, how long you been looking for this feller? Her painted brows lower, and her compact muscular frame sags for just an instant. 5 years. So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember who could be anyone now.
That about sums it up.
Put that way, it sounds ridiculous. Then it must be an important duty.
So I keep reminding myself. Still, it would be nice if important duties came with clearer instructions.
That's true. How does the statuette figure into it? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it in her small flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished Adra is worn to a dull matte along its arched back and ovoid haunches. A soft glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persop.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Before
whoa,
he
whoa.
returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitok, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persop, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright. For a few hours. But most of the time it looks just like this.
Maybe it's broken. Oh yeah, I am playing a chick this time, aren't I? I'm sorry. When I say I'm gender fluid, I mean it. I frequently play male, but I am actually playing a chick this time. Sorry. I could take a look at it.
I've heard that one before. The whole reason I'm standing here is because some so-called watcher from Forkvale told me he could take a look. For a few golden dukes, of course.
I ain't gonna charge
I
you
was on
anything.
my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5
That's
golden
not how it
dukes to
works.
lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Okay, go on.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround.
In his chest this time,
I've been
hopefully.
here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
May I see the figurine?
Why?
I'm a real watcher.
You expect me to believe that? After the story I just told you?
Okay, you've got nothing to lose by letting me try.
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
You'd be surprised how fast I can run. She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles grazing your hand. She watches you examine it, wary but cautious. You raise the otter bear, turning it in the light. As your eyes catch a tiny, glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beasts amidst the fresh sense of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below you. I've seen a vision of cliffs high over the water. Does that sound familiar? Your question is greeted with shrugs and silence. Return the figurine. I've got it. He's standing on a cliff.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
I told you I'm a watcher. She blinks at you a few times, calculating. I know this sounds strange, but it's the truth.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
Come with me. I've got other business in the area, and we can look for Persok on the way.
If this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while. Lead the way.
It's not a joke. Nothing funny about it. So, come. Okay, it is kind of strange funny, but not really like comically funny. Defiance Bay would be in that direction, one would think. Shall we? Even the directionless wench, that's me, can guess that much. You'll ever do that? You're trying to get a better look. Now, we can look around here, but there's no water here. Let's go to Defiance Bay first. I think I have been to the tax office with a deer, but I don't think we've ever, I don't know, remember if we've gotten, because I have actually finished this. It will take you 4 hours to complete your journey from Wood End Plains to Edelon Bridge. It's been a few years ago now. A couple, I guess. Corona time made everything seem like it was forever. And yet it went by so quickly. So, let's see what we have here. More souls. I would read these to y'all, but we'd be standing here all night just reading these soul stories, and that's not really what we want to do with our gaming time, I'm sure. You do get used to that point and click. Most of y'all are probably already used to it. Welcome to Defiance Bay, but watch yourself in our city, understand? Gesticular
Good day.
foregaunt. Whoa. What can I do for you? What can you tell me about Defiance Bay? Let's start with the general. We'll work down to the specifics. Sorry, but I don't have time right now. But it sounds like that Desmond's crackpot Rowan is stirring up trouble again. He jerks his head at the gate. He'd be all too happy to give you a rundown of the city, liberally flavored with Desmond's propaganda, of course. I'm looking for a temple, for the Temple of Wodica. He scratches his beard. Not sure why you'd want to go there, he shrugs. It's in the first spires if you really want to see it. So you seem to be on edge. What's the problem? Thousands of them, truth be told. We've got refugees coming in from all parts under some misguided notion that things are actually better here. That the legacy somehow passed us over, so they show up with no prospects and little money and just end up making a worse mess of things. He looks you up and down, no offense. None taken, darling. Okay, he grunts, and good luck to you. Okay. Ooh, tea. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we can only go to that first area. It takes us 15 minutes. Well, you know, if it takes us 15 minutes, then it takes us 15 minutes. What do you want to do?
Defiance Bay, the city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution, now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by Whiteland's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Yeah, also something I'm going to write on your resume, probably. I helped incinerate a god. That might backfire on you. Shall we talk to the cat? Not.
It used to be a lot less of a mess.
Ah, there's Rowan. Or they was talking about him outside. Let's see what he has to say here. Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown, the opposite of a grin, as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacy's no better here. It's the Animancers. Mogren scorched them, and they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words, though, us Dozens gonna put a stop to it. Tell me about the Dozens. He taps his chest. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of printing nobles in training these days. Well, just like a militia, the Dozens, except for the training and the discipline, and the code of honor. And we're always looking to expand. The more people we see things our way, the better for the state of the country. Well, now everybody says that, don't they? you have any interest in hearing more, stop by Admeth's Den sometime, the Expedition Hall. A lot of free thinkers in there can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and the animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work for the motivated types. Okay, I'd like to know more about Defiance Bay. He gets a mischievous gleam in his eyes. I bet they don't teach you about the colony that trounced Hadrit's handmaiden back in the good old Adair, do they? This is the capital of the Free Palatinate of the, I still say Direwood. We started out as the capital of an Adarian colony, but we booted the flaccid scepter from these lands 150 years ago. These days, we're a major trading port, receiving trade and visitors from all over the world. But we, some of us anyway, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copper Lane, First Fires, Andra's Gift, Brackenbury, and Heritage Hill. He ticks each off on a calloused finger. Okay, so I think the middle of it is the First Fires, and we're in the Copper Lane. It's like a hub. We'll look at the map again. It's like a hub, and all the other ones are like that. I'm going to switch. Switch real quick, and then I'll switch it for you too. Just a second. My battery is dying. Just a second. Let me come back to him in a second. Just want to get the sound working again. What happened? Oh, I'm an idiot. Well, we all knew that. I've got 2 choices here, and neither of them seem to be working just yet, so let us quit for a second. Just 1 second. I need to make sure I have the right headphones working. Yep, okay. Don't think I will be penalized for that. Pillars of Eternity. Let me make sure this is changed here. That's what happens when your headphones die. Audio. I see that. Okay, so that should work for you, and here we are. Back here, apply. Come on, yes. Yes, save the changes. Okay, and there we are. There we go. See? Relatively painless, and hopefully you can hear the game. We did a quick save. I see it on the microphone thingy, but I don't see it on the other one. There we go. Okay. Okay, I see it on the phone one. It would be great if someone could let me know that you hear the game. Okay, he gestures to the crowd, which buzzes with angry chatter. We'll find out about the city parts anyhow. We don't have to go through that whole thing. Trying to get folk to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting animancers dangerous liberties. Just a second. In my stream. Okay, so what do you know about the Animancers? It's a study of and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adarians, at least, had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Angwithian times. You can hear it?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything?
Nope. The game and not you.
I beg your pardon?
Neither the game nor you.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Just a second. Just a second. Yeah, but I hear myself when I turn it on. Just a second. Yeah, but I hear myself when I turn it on. Okay, I still don't know whether y'all can hear the game or not. It would be great to get some feedback. Just a second, let me check. Okay, I'm using exactly the same one, so it should be working. Beyond that, there's not really a lot I can do. So hopefully you can hear the game. Like I said, it would be nice if I knew for certain. Elijah, I can hear myself. I mean, in the stream on my mobile phone. Just, okay, so we did this. It's not like, okay, we did that too. Good. So, Connor raises a fist to cough discreetly into it. Half-truths all. But he's an enthusiastic performer. I'll give him that. He shakes his head. Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what half those artifacts actually do. Not that they'll admit it. Did you try again, honey? Okay, our emphatic friend is correct about one thing at least. Okay, so like I said, we'll just sort of find our own way around the city. We don't have to sit here in endless conversation with him.
Okay, so I have my speakers down, so that's why I couldn't hear you. But I still can't hear anything from the game.
You still can't hear anything from the game.
No.
Okay, can you come here and help me for a minute, please? This is what I've got picked in my headphones, and I hear the game.
Okay.
Okay, and I want to go in here, go to audio. This is what I have picked here. See? It's the same thing.
Okay.
So I cannot figure out. This is the microphone that's recording me. Okay, and this is what should be recording the game. Maybe I'll turn that up and we'll see if that helps. Okay, there's some noise now. Okay, yeah, that helps. Alrighty, I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to, when I changed my device, I have to change it everywhere, and it's kind of a pain in the rump roast. It's good? Okay. Okay, so, for some reason, we're not able to see this. Oh, the Goose and the Fox. Local public house. Pub. So, one of the things we want to do is we want to go to the Office of Records for him. Heritage Hill claims another curious soul. We're reminded. Please move along. Okay, sorry. I thought he was information. Obviously he's not. Oh, there she is. How nice. Location discovered. Okay. So, the Orland woman bounces up and down at your reproach. At your approach. Remember me? We met at Madmer Bridge. Okay. She slaps you playfully on the shoulder. I punch her in the face. Thanks for helping me out back there. As promised, I'll give you the best prices in town. If it weren't for you, I'd still be broke. So let's take a look at what she's got. Both of them sound wrong. We still need this because, because we didn't have enough money to buy him all the spells, but we do now. Hello, Sha. Open, says me. So let's get him the other spells that are in the book, and then we can sell it. Booty. We probably have other stuff we can sell. Oh. Does it matter who I lead with? The prices? Just out of curiosity, I'm just never tried this before, honestly. Never really thought about it. Nope, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's sell this. Ooh, yeah, we do. We have a lot of stuff to sell. Loose gates. This is all a bunch of worthless junk that is going to get me some cash. Oh, for fuck's sake. Pardon my French, but I got all these little numbers too. Every little number who can use a computer thinks they're a graphic designer nowadays, and I've got tons of them following me in the Instagram. And it looks like their work looks all the same, so I guess they're working off of templates, to be honest with you. OT. So I shouldn't really have anything that I want to buy, per se. But
Of course.
let's go find out about some.
Well met, friend.
The young woman stands by the cart watching the crowd with large bright eyes that focus on you as you approach. Take your time, traveler. If you're looking for enchanted scrolls or garb, you've come to the right place. Excellent. We don't have that kind of cash. We don't even have that kind of cash. We're just pathetic. Actually, we could sell that. We could sell that. We could sell that. Still have a lot of cash. Oh, and we do need to check our stronghold, don't we? I would love to have that, but it's so expensive. And my stronghold is going to cost such a buttload of money. You know that? Let's go down here and take a look what's going on. The main keep construction is finished, so we can look at the upgrades that are available to us. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now here they show us this is prestige and this is security. Okay. I don't have those teeth in yet, and what they put in is very rough, and it's tearing my tongue up. I'm not just a mess today. I think I'll just lay down and sleep. Not right now. We're gaming. Okay, I think we're going to need to do the Western Barbican next. That makes sense. In a very sensible way. Okay, that took care of our money, didn't it? Man, she's got some nice stuff. We got to remember that. She really does. Hilda, huh? Hilda Heide Hedehulda. Helmut Harald. So this is the hole he was talking about. He seemed to feel there might be work for us. Admiston. Den. Hello,
You must
Shay.
gather your party before venturing forth.
Stole straight from the Baldur's Gate series. You must gather your party before venturing forth. I know I look like a drunken
Mercenaries.
rabbit.
All fancy weapons and no skill.
That sums it up pretty nicely. Nope, we don't want to be stealing. At least in this game you can see clearly what you're not supposed to be taking, right? It's marked as stealing. Banned in a lair. Lair means empty in German, by the way. A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that binds Giant slayers run things around here and you'll be fine. Yeah, never heard of him. His eyes narrow. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber, Bine. You got a job to you gonna do the job or talk about it? His jaw's tight. Winning's right. That coin ain't gonna collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, Pep. Can I trip him on the way? Creep.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
I'm looking for work.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Tell me about the dozen. Wannon's expression becomes serious, the timbre of his voice deepening. Good men and women trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We're a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Direwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. At least they remember someone else's roots and pretend to be like them, he means. Your roots? The Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Direwood's freedom 150 years ago, but we're the ones who protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when the Godhammer destroyed Wydwin at Yvonne Dure Bridge. A lot of folk don't know how Wydwin wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women. They walked out of Halget Citadel and faced down a god, held him there until the bomb went off. He thumps the table. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we was then. We stand up for the people, first line of defense, whatever it takes. We got new enemies now. If it's not Wydwin, it's his damned legacy. It's the damned soul butchers in Brackenbury making things worse on all of us, probably causing the whole thing one way or another. Yeah, I'm not, and the logic is, sorry. Well, we hadn't got anywhere, and there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defended Direwood once, and we'll do it again. Winnan casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? Farewell. Bye. Osric.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up.
Ooh.
If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenham. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers. Adventurers, I mean.
Although, he sizes you up. I do have something I need done, something that requires... He glances sidelong at an adventurer flailing away helplessly at a dummy. Competence.
I
what do you need
was
done?
formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Okay. 600 milligram ibuprofen, that'll do it. Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true.
Yeah, if you say so.
Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea. Okay, now why don't you ask for it back?
No. Not that like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Okay. What's this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation. And then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind a fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
I think there might be some bad blood between these two. Going out on a limb here. He leans in closer. I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Ondra's gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunred Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me. Having his soul lineage read.
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Interesting idea. Sagani scratches the back of her neck. If generations of Mazuk's traditions are any indication, this Penhelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, a past like that has to count for something. Got business with me? Tell me about the expedition hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds, looking for ruins mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spools. If not, it's because they handle their weapon like it's like this lot in front of me, who might as well be digging their own graves right now. Okay? We don't need to hire anyone. We got a full party here. So yes, darling, what do you need?
Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Then there'd be less of them.
Well, why they call themselves the dozen is obvious. He said 7 men and 5 women, right? I can do simple mathematics. The Godhammer, that's what they called the bomb they blew. They used to blow up a wide one with. Don't know much about it. Other than that, anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. So what you got against the dozens? Nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks anyway. The dozens, they like to take things into their own hands. Gets ugly sometimes. We don't have them in Gilded Vale, but they'd be right at home there. That's for sure. Hanging people from the trees and stuff. They picked that name so they could do what they wanted and feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor and sacrifice. They like to invoke Mogren too, when they especially want to feel right. Somehow I don't think she'd be too impressed with this lot. I'm sure she'd like to set him on fire any time they use her name, but the gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. Do they? I don't know. So, people hide behind the symbols so they can't be questioned. Dick's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're here in Defiance Bay, we can get him to force people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine they'd have as many members if they called themselves the loudmouth sheepfuckers. I get the awfulest kick out of him, too. Way more than what I ought to do. Come on, guys. All of y'all. All y'all. We're all heading for the door. Oh. Yawning in the morning. Yawning in the evening. Edham the Ingenious. little leery of people with names like the Genius or the Ingenious. An egg. Oh, cooking. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, okay. So we have 2 tasks so far. 3. We need to go to the archive for Adair. We need to get the armor for that other fella and deal with the whole Penholm thing. And then we need to find the Temple of Boudica. I don't think we should wander into places where we ought not to be. Broken Branch. That don't sound too promising. Who gave her that name? Okay. Again, we'll not spend the whole evening sitting here reading the soul stuff. The statuesque woman has a gaze that could cut stone. She turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favors you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under silvered eyeshadow and a razor-precise line of kohl. Before you can speak, she throws her hands up in dramatic fashion. I know a lot of people just like
Hail
that.
and well met.
Autographs after the performance, please. Great art requires great concentration, and greatness is expected from the Revel of Stars. Okay, what's the Revel of Stars? We are the finest theater troupe in the city. We believe that the best art is immersive and true to life. She looks at the amphitheater with a rapturous expression. We stage our performances right here in Copper Lane for the edification of all. What do you do? That depends entirely on the demands of the role. She lays a slender hand on her chest. I am the Pallid Knight, the widow of the wood, and the warrior queen, Mokka. All at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed, my friend. Did they take new members? But of course, good drama is a balm to the soul, and we wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible. There's a quest that requires us to ask these sorts of questions. What kind of members do you take? Well, we haven't got it yet. We'll take the new and old, the tall and small, the experienced and unexperienced, whoever is best suited to fulfill a role to the utmost. How long do you keep your members? As long as they are able to satisfy the demands of their roles. She smooths an upward strand of hair. True acting can be a grueling process, so some last longer than others. So let's say farewell for now until we get the quest. Okay. Oh, wait. Who's Kadal? Who are you? What's up? Sorry, I can't talk right now. Okay, fair enough. We shouldn't be interrupting these people anyhow, eh? Oh, la la la. Okay. This man standing around talking to the air, Dalton, saying you were so lovely back then. This elderly man paces back and forth, taking short, hobbled steps. His gaze is distant, and beneath it are the dark rings of many restless nights. He appears to be having a conversation with someone who isn't there. And the way you fought, cutting down 2 at a time, we shared quite a victory, you and I. With whom are you speaking? The man looks up at you, startled. Oh, By the flame! Just a moment. I thought I heard her. He puts his hand to his chest, on his chest, catching his breath. What troubles you? What ails you? Just the memories of my youth in the Northwatch Rangers, trials and adventures from a lifetime ago. He shakes his head. Of late, the memory of lost battles and fallen friends has been especially vivid. Tell me about these memories. It's been nearly 60 years. We were known throughout the Direwood then. We thought we'd adventure together forever, collecting coppers and inspiring songs. The wrinkles around his eyes deepened. That was until we faced Helig of Thane. He was a wizard whose experiments in necromancy left a trail of bodies, some reanimated, from Solus Vale to Midwood. We tracked him as he fled toward the Valian republics, catching him just west of the Lake of Drowned Tombs. We were fools. Seasoned as we were not prepared for his foul magic. Our number were nothing against his power. A wiser man would have ordered a retreat, not me. By some curse of the gods, I was knocked out, and when I awoke, my rangers, my Rowena, they were all dead. He holds empty air in his arms. Who's Rowena? My friend, my comrade in arms, and my love. We planned to adventure together until we grew old enough to settle down and enjoy our fortunes. Young as we were, we couldn't imagine anything would tear us apart. I know this sounds like an old man's madness, but I hear her, a voice just over my shoulder, calling to me in my dreams. At night I see her wandering the catacombs beneath the city, trying to escape. Maybe she is. Foolish as it sounds, I can't shake the idea that she's somehow down there, waiting for me. I even ventured below, though it damn near cost me my life. He hesitates. Were I half the warrior I was in my youth, I'd search every grave and rat hole as it is. I'm stuck with this feeble body and the agonizing notion that my love is somehow down there beyond my help. Okay, you want me to search the catacombs? Tears spring to the old man's eyes. There's an entrance just southwest of here. On the other side of the canal, he sniffs and wipes tears from his eyes. Oh God, I think I would be sick. You are truly a gift from the gods. If there's anything you can find of her... ... and then ... to end the sentence, right? Okay, else we have unfinished business. Okay. Skinflint, of course. I bet he's cheap. Oh! I keep thinking these are people I'm going to be talking to. And well, now then they're not, are they? Just be reading their soul. But we are on the right track. A dead initiate. As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding it in place. When you near, without warning, the soul hurries towards you, as though you were a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place, come to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. You are in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You are following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others wait, clothed in hoods and shadows. Ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn and flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded. The troll is wandering around in them, so if we see... I'd be great at making these sorts of games, wouldn't I? They'd be so absurd. You all right? Looked almost like you lost your footing for a minute. Feels that way when I see into the ether. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually, such individuals become elders or a lone set of tracks in the snow. She cocks her head. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. Well, my abilities are a blessing. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd be picked to travel far in search of something great, but even these gifts can come at a cost, don't they? Forgive me, I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. Can't say I met a real watcher before. Oh, don't worry about her. She just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer her up, so I just let her. Oh, once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Every time she goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. Hadn't worked so far. See if you can get her to tell you what the spirit said. I just let her. I adore that. This is so cute. Like he's got anything to say about it. So it might be a good idea.
I'll take a look.
Search for traps. And oozes, even lesser ones. Oh, ooh, that's a big one. Oh, yeah. No. No, 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 no. Corrosive siphon. Converting the essence into endurance. Okay. Nobody can be in between us for that one.
How may I help?
Don't get too close. I'll get back. Thank you, that was quite helpful. Oh, hopefully he's not... Is he hurting the doggy? Don't stand right in the middle.
Hey.
That wizard can be quite dangerous. Contrary to popular opinion, he can be quite dangerous.
Of course.
So doggy feel better? Yes.
To whispers and
Now
shadows.
these are people who sponsored them on Kickstart. For those who don't know. Definitely better than a sharp stick in the eye. Proverbial. Not too sure about that one. And if you want to, you can actually read these things. It's in just a whole list of names there. The Lurker. Interesting. Okay, I vote we go up to the inn, stay the night, let them rest first, and then come back down. The public house, the pub. Playing with my beard here. Oh, that's where we can change city parts. Not like a mechanic. Heat up some water while they're making their way over there. Oh, now I'm tethered. No. Tied down by my headphones. Still waiting for them. Some of them are slow on the uptake, aren't they? Water takes some time to cook anyhow. Oh, we're still sneaking around. No wonder we're so slow. Go. Okay, well, that was weird. Actress. You'll find all sorts. Everyone's a philosopher here. Well, I reckon they are, aren't they? Who's this? Oh, okay, it's one of those. That's the worst thing is you can't tell who are the people you're supposed to be talking to. The man behind the bar is nearly the size of an almoa. Almoa. A handle protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod here for a drink. There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it in one broad hand, but doesn't drink from it. Could I get a room? Well, I'll show you what I've got. I'm in a few words here. Ooh, expensive freaking rooms here, huh? Let's take the perception resolve. Get us up feeling fit in the morning. Yip, yip, yip. Oh, she wants to talk, doesn't she? Sagani draws up beside you, her fox following at her heels. It takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me,
some of my rabbits are
it's
like
nice
that.
to have a hunting party again.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again. Sounds like you've been gone from home for a long time.
5 years for me.
5 years for
Must
me.
be 30-something for Itumok.
For Itumok. Hearing its name, the fox looks up. That must be exhausting.
It's been a long hunt.
It's been a long hunt.
A long
She adjusted
time
the bow
away from my
hung over her
family.
shoulder. A
Before,
long time away
I'd
from my
crossed the
family
tundra of
before
Nasutok following
I'd
caribou
crossed the
herds.
tundra
I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely
following
do.
caribou herds.
But
I
5
don't
years
want
without
to
finding
leave
him.
Kalu and our children,
like
but I
2
didn't
hours
want
of
to.
necking.
But I was eager to visit
I'm ready to be done with it.
visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. She scratches at a callus on her middle finger. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it. Some of these references, yeah. So, why do you have to find Persok?
Soul recovery is an
So I'll be
old
right
village
there.
tradition.
Is she reading it to you?
We call it the
Or am I
Tarnak
reading it to
Elitsak.
you?
Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected
She's reading it to you.
and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember it. The only other Tarnak Elitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero.
Just a second, I'll be right there. I'm sure she's done reading. Or speaking to you. Oh, tea.
Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
I'm sure your village still remembers you. You're kind to say so, but I'm not so fragile that I need my name chanted in the meeting halls.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
Returning to them is what matters. Let me grab a sweater, Bill. It's getting cold out here. I don't have the benefit of the heater. Oh, hi, handsome. Don't harass Hamish. Okay? Be a good boy. I'll feed you when I'm done streaming. Y'all behave yourselves. Open that door. Turn the heater back on. Hey, Mama's cold out here. Yeah, cold out here. Okay, y'all. I'm back. Both practical and true.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often, I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls.
That's another point.
What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
No, I don't think we do. No, not clearly. Okay, thanks for hanging in there, y'all. I figured most people don't anyway. I suppose that's why I'm supposed to remind Persoc of what he left behind in our village. Well, what would you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Itimak brushes against her hip, and she scratches his head. Recently, there have been a lot of good years. My aunts say we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persoc helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us through the hard winters. Persoc brokered a lot of those agreements too. She holds up a bear figurine. He got this one from one of the Almawa ships that used to trade with us. So it sounds like he did a lot
That's
for
what
your
I'm
people.
supposed to remind him.
Okay. Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own, though. You feel the thrill of the chase, or ready for it to be over with? I enjoy the adventure. Every day brings something new. Okay. So refreshing indeed. She rises and stretches, looking around. We've got darkness on our side. Shall we move on? No, let's go on ahead and move on. Okay. Everybody's well rested. Let's go back into the sewers. All y'all. Not just a couple, not just one, all y'all. Drawings are pretty, aren't they? There we go. We're not sneaking this time. Should go quickly. go back down and find these trolls. Or not. See what life brings to us.
To whispers and shadows.
I can't see it.
Hi? Hey,
Does sound like it, doesn't it?
you're not getting through.
Oh, no, you don't. Oh, bugger me. He knocked her in the next two. Damn, she's out cold. 2 seconds. About all it took, wasn't it? Ador, do you think we can kind of take care of this? This is a big something ugly. We'll now take better care of our hunter. Maybe not put her in the back of the party. Oh, come on. How hard can this be, folks? Everybody's so quiet this evening in the chat. I get a lot of lurkers, so.
You're not getting.
Come on, just kill them before it spreads. Get up. Stop being so melodramatic.
Hey,
Ooh, look at that thing.
all right then.
Yeah, I thought the trolls was going to be a pain in the rump roast. But it's easy. It's on normal setting. It's just doesn't seem to be that hard. We're not going to read all those
Whispers and shadows.
plaques. I have read them on my own time. As I said, those are the donors to the game, the people who sponsored them in Kickstart. We are searching for traps as well as secrets. In these games, finding traps go much easier than in the Baldur's Gate, where you have to stand there.
That's unusual.
Oh, don't. Oh, thank God. Let's try it again. Are you sure we can't? Okay.
Hey,
Everybody out. You got the most hit points. Sprayed right in her face, didn't it? Cloak of prevalent shadows. I'm intrigued. Stealth. He's done already got something better. Let's give it to her. She's gonna be potentially sneaking around. And this is a potion of iron skin. We'll give that to him. The wrong people is picked out of here again. Okay. So now all y'all this time.
Let's see what lies this way.
Appreciate those of y'all who are sitting in here with me. I think it's nice. That almost got us, didn't it? We didn't wait quite long enough. We should have a lot of lockpicks now. Oh, let's check this room before we get greedy and go down.
You might find this interesting.
Wait just a split second longer, don't we? Again,
Hey,
everybody out.
Oh?
Except you. She was smarter this time and ran for it. Just because I set the trap off doesn't mean I have to stand there and take the consequences of it, does it? I believe she's wearing regular mail. She's wearing scale. It's got DR7 in this game. Remember that the higher the armor rating, the better. Because in Baldur's Gate, it's the other way around. The lower, the better. Goes all the way down to -10. Here, however, so our fine mail armor is significantly better. That sounds fine. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. And you have... okay. This is the one we found on those fellers. She stole the blacksmith shipment. Ooh, tea.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
The guy who does his voice has a nice voice, doesn't he?
Varanthus!
Like I said, if anyone has played Adair in the second one as a priest of Aethys, let me know. I'm a little apprehensive regarding trying it because of Aethys' role in the second one. So, let's see if we can get down to the temple. We may end up wanting to wait on this one. They can
Let's
be
see what lies this way.
Oops. They can be some naughty people. I always get those two confused. Ooh. Excellent. Okay.
Leave it to me!
Naughty things.
You're not getting through me. Leave it to me!
Kinda has
Varanthus!
she's swapping a rifle. At least they don't squeal when they die. Meat from a slime or an ooze. This just doesn't seem right.
Brave Dalphila.
You know, you don't have to be right on top of it to
Leave it to me! You're not getting through me. Varanthus!
Sound like a pig, didn't it?
All right. Then.
Brave Dalphila.
I'm sorry, I'm busy entertaining myself. It's not really a hard thing to do.
Leave it to me! Leave it to me!
Gesture Durance made as he was healing himself, it looked like he was more like he was relieving flagellants or something. So there you see the bent bars, you think he can go through them, right?
I'm on the trail.
Now, if memory serves, there is somebody naughty back there. So, let us save. And then we can go get the other naughty people up front. And there are traps back here, if I recall correctly. From our last sojourn here, down here. Quietly taking care of business.
Hey.
Leave it
Bite
to me!
his butt. There you go. Good dog.
Leave it to me! That's it!
Good doggy, right? Well, they'll be useful in some spell or another, or some crafting project. So what can we make? Ooh, savory pie. Speaking of which, we can only make one. That's okay. Endurance and dexterity. Or the cookies give you constitution, perception, and max health. Okay. Eldritch aim. Nice. And wizard's double. Okay. I don't think it gives you anything like extra for that. Iron skin. Oh, there's the catch. This all requires money. Bugger me. Okay, so that's okay. We've got this. What did this do? Might, perception, and endurance. Give that to him. Endurance and dexterity. That to him. Wizard's double will give to him as well, and we'll give him this thing that gives him better aim. I'm not sure why we're letting the pole axes clutter up our inventory. So, problem solved.
I'll see what I can find.
And now I think...
All right, then.
I thought there were traps. There must be an area that looks similar. You know how that is.
That's it!
Excellent. So, as far as I can see, you can't actually... Okay, there we go. I was going to say that would be really weird because I can see it here. You should be able to see it here. There might be a little bit of lag again, I guess. So, continue. Yep, there's a little bit of lag there, isn't there? Sorry. I have done what I can to fix that. Just lost somebody out of my stream. Sorry about that. So we kind of know what's going to happen now, so we can... Oh, I was hoping to only catch, so we wouldn't have to fight quite so many of them all at once. That didn't work, so I'm sorry for the person I lost out of my stream. We really need to go get this guy. Yes, he is succumbing very quickly, which is excellent. Excellent! So, this is a shame because I, need the people in my stream, but that's okay. Next time. Maybe that person felt it was a good opportunity for them to go to work, go to bed, I don't know. Who knows? So, here's these. I thought there was some feller. Maybe that's further on. He's going to fuss at me for killing all his creations. That's possible. So thanks to the people who did make it back to me. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, I can't control that. My computer has been crashing since I bought the cooler and the new graphic card, and I'm stuck with the graphic card because Alternate didn't want to take it back and give me my money back. So I'm stuck with the cooler as well. I think there was a trap up here that I could not disarm.
But I'm slowly dying of boredom.
Well,
Just get quiet.
yeah, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. Oh no, that's not going to work for me. Bugger me. We need to save after the battle this time. You suck. Just saying. That's interesting because Twitch shows I have... Oh, that's because Twitch is stuck. Seriously? You've got to be freaking kidding me. Okay, now it's back. That's so weird. Okay.
Alright then.
No point in sneaking. We know what's coming up. Okay, let's get you all hit up. Get you knocking him down. They went down pretty easily last time, didn't they? Don't let us get arrogant about it, though, right? Go after that skeletal lizard. Nice. Looks like he's going right on top of them. I do that in Valhalla, by the way. When people are shooting at me, I move a little bit forward so that it goes just over my head. I find that to be really shitty. Just saying. Guys, come hop, 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 hop. Stand there picking your noses. Sagamore.
You're not getting through me.
My fault, I'm in control. Okay, like I said, thanks for hanging in there with me. Let's been happening to me periodically with the crashes since I changed equipment, and I think the equipment is faulty. I got it from alternate.de, by the way. And they won't give me my money back on the products. So, OT. I'm thinking it might be a good idea for us to camp. Nice. Up, clutch. Let's rest. Turns is endurance is almost at its end.
Silence surrounds me.
It does. I need to wait just a little bit longer. We walked right over a trap. It was stupid. It was certainly unintelligent. I'll say it that way. Nice. Just want to get this feller. It don't take everybody. Y'all don't all have to come. By the by. We're going to find the trap this time, do you think? I'm going to say no, we're probably not going to, since we're just standing there. It's really weird because it usually doesn't take very long in this game to find the traps. Ooh, a pistol. Nice. I'm gonna pistol whip people now. Won't that be fun? My idea of fun is kind of strange. It's taking too long to find the traps in here. So I'm going to have to be more patient.
Margrin's fire casts light in dark places.
I almost have the feeling that we're not even searching for traps.
That's unusual.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, bugger me. Seriously? Oh, those guys are going to be jerk-offs about this, aren't they?
But if it makes you rest easier.
It'll make me happy. Does that count?
I'm here.
Not the first time I've had to do this in a game. Guide people around a trap. Just kind of annoying. Not in that titillating fashion either. Okay, come on, darling. We're not going to forget
Hey.
you. So there, oh, we saw that name earlier. Lone figure, that was the feller that the old man up top said his love ran afoul of this creature, or they all did. A lone figure in tattered robes shuffles across the chamber, muttering under its breath. As you approach, the figure halts and swivels its head toward you. Its haggard visage is a labyrinth of wrinkles and sores overgrown by a moss-like beard. What's this? Who disturbs Helig? I know a guy named Kai Helig. Helig's work. Its voice rattles and gurgles like that of a drowning man. You're Helig. Dalton sent me to look for Rowena. He leans back and bursts into raucous laughter. His threadbare robes drift apart, revealing an amulet and a ragged wound running from chest to throat. It splatters a black viscous fluid on the floor with every cackle. That old fool still alive? I do hope he still doesn't bear a grudge for that incident. It was so very long ago. Dalton believes that Raina is in the catacombs. Okay, what can you tell me about Dalton? Only that it's a miracle or a joke of the gods that he's still alive. He picks a bloody crust from his beard. The only thing he loved more than his fetching lieutenant was the idea of his own legend. Okay, he says you killed Rowena and the rest of the... No, he claims he hears her voice. The wound oozes as he chuckles. Oh, I'm sure. She never did know when to hold her tongue. I'll make a deal with you. I can help you find Rowena, but I need you to visit an animancer named Modred first. Okay, all right, what do you need me to do? When animancy started gaining popularity, I came to Defiance Bay in hopes of finding a place where my research would meet with more acceptance. Worked at the Brackenbury Sanitarium for a few months when I met Modred. He spits a glob of black blood on the floor. See, some of these descriptions are really gross, even to me, and I've got a pretty strong stomach. Let's just say Modred and I didn't see eye to eye. Got so bad we were threatening to kill each other on a daily basis. Obviously that bastard made good on his threat. He runs a jagged fingernail along his oozing wound, sank a dagger into my chest while I was sleeping, and dumped my body in the catacombs. Okay, if he killed you, how are we having this conversation? Seems highly rational to me. I had preserved my mind and my memories with Angwithian magic and a few timely preparations. He looks at his rotting hands, yet now my soul is anchored to this decaying husk. His claw-like hands clench into fists. Modred stole a life from me and left me with this wrecked corpse and this carving. He clutches at his stomach and glances at you hungrily, but only for a second. Modred keeps all that is precious to him in a trunk in his laboratory. Just as he stole my grimoire, he offers you a key with a claw-like hand. On your way to Brackenbury Sanitarium, then, bring me my grimoire and my revenge, and you can have your Rowena. He chuckles on a burbling... He chokes on a burbling chuckle. Now I'm thinking Rowena may not really be alive. Maybe she's trapped in that amulet. Remember he reached the amulet on his chest? If there's nothing else, be on your way. Okay. Bye.
Yes?
Following your lead.
I would hope so. I'm the leader. Come on, pretty doggy.
Ready, Watcher.
Get everybody across here
Hey.
safely. Yes, you especially. Okay.
Hey.
That's what we got. So let's go take care of this unfortunate enterprise. I thought to myself, we're going around in circles here. You know, we might go to the government building to see if we can take care of Adair's stuff too. While we're going topside anyhow. Seriously? We need to clean up after ourselves. Not very eco-friendly, are we? I mean, we're eco-friendly. But, you know. I have a warped mind. I don't know why it's that way. It finds double meanings and everything. top side then and go get that guy's grimoire back and kill the fella he wants us to kill. Go to the government office. It's going to be a busy day. Unless it's night, then it'll be a busy night. Oh, if I remember correctly, the sanitarium takes some time. Here, we can go to a different city portion. Ooh, excellent. Ooh, tea. Brackenbury is where he said he wanted us to go. Well, 12 minutes, isn't it? What are you, Google Maps? It says 12, it actually takes 20.
And you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
Look at our big visa here. Is this where the government stuff is at? That's where that house is. It doesn't look like a seat of government, does it? Okay. I don't have everything in my head. I have not played it that frequently, you know. So you can hear when these things are, woo!
Welcome.
The woman stands in the shade of a garden, muttering to herself. She's fixated on the pages of a large and well-worn tome, seemingly oblivious to the blooming flowers and the cool, fragrant breeze. She only looks up when your shadow crosses her page. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you busy with? None of your business. She snaps the book shut. I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death, but we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean about making them stick? She brushes the stray lock from her forehead. Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they're firmly attached. It's separation that leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Whedon's legacy, maybe even conquer death. She scratches behind her ear. That's the theory anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all the research I need to put it into practice. Okay, what is it exactly that you need? There's a manuscript called The Theorems of Pangram. It contains research from Pangram's experiments on detached souls. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Pangram's work is considered to be one of the more daring animancy texts, not something generally circulated among novices, nor easy to get a hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it. The theorems could advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimda, the High Archivist, worships Whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that would be useful to me. Maybe she can be persuaded. You're welcome to try, but you wouldn't be the first. Anyway, I should probably get back to my work. Well, tell me about yourself. I'm an animancer at the sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Wydwin's legacy. Anything else? Nope. Bye. We've got places to go, people to see, probably kill. Sometimes we get people in here trying to make trouble for the animancers. Well, now imagine you do, given how things have gone as of late. Whoa, another one of those. Okay, gets me every time, I don't know. The most unfortunate tale of Favia and Bernat, a Valian tragedy. Can I take that? Thank you. Oh, there's another one. Oh. Oh, look at that's her people. It's poetry from them. Oh. Is he talking to that statue? Head Warden Ethelmore, a well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man, presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turn toward you. Is my stream, okay, I was going to say, is my stream really that dark? It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I'm sorry. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? I'm curious, how did you come to be in your present state? In the statue, you mean? Well, he laughs. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. I can but agree with him. You can't take it with you, apparently, as far as we know. If we were ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple, as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again one of my animancers will humor me and consult over some problem. But they are a jealous breed and too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. Tell me about the sanitarium. A history lesson. This is a rare pleasure. Most come here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution, as Darwood goes. This is our 94th year. Sorry, in German that would be. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves, thus the sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at the time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishap of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then we have been at the forefront of animancy's research. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Darwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace at this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke. Absurd as it sounds, if it all goes well, it could be the end of animancy in Direwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational thought though it may be. We shall see. Okay, I'm looking for an animancer named Modred. Modred, of course. You will find him downstairs in the first room on the right. Oh, many thanks, vielen Dank. Ah, one of those. Okay. I got some cool books here. Psalms to Wodoka. Well, that could be interesting. I fear we might have the wrong thing selected. We're dumping all this stuff on Adair. Hello, Sha. There is a gal we can pick up later. Hurry. What a selection of crap on everyone, don't I? Seems to be just kind of jumping around. Gotta make sure the box is selected. Okay, so we'll worry about the rest of that. It's not that crucial. Downstairs, first room on the right, he said. Correct? Well, we shouldn't have to look for traps down here, she said naively. I'm dyslexic, always trying to think where in the devil I'm supposed to be going. In case it gets loud and bloody, let's just close the door. An animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Hail and well met.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. Does the name Helig mean anything to you? Helig, is a colleague of mine. He was primarily a necromancer, but he was involved in animancy too. He worked at the sanitarium several years ago. I dare say everyone here has heard of him. He clears his throat. He left his post recently. I believe he was seeking new opportunities in the Valian republics. You know this guy knows he did something wrong. He's lying through his teeth. He leans forward. The advances they're making in animancy really are quite remarkable. Surely you've heard. He coughs again. Perhaps you haven't. Do you know a woman named Rowena? No, I don't get out much of the sanitarium much. What are you working on? My area of focus is Wicks. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a Wixt? A Hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of animancy's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. Oh, how abhorrent. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral even, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because, at first, it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. Problem is even the tamest animals generally can't progress past the mental age of 4 or 5 years old. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. Seems pretty fitting to me. People took to calling it the cruel salvation. Sorry, I am really dealing with allergies here. And many still loathe us for it, but we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. Why do you study weights? What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face has reddened, and he turns away from you for a moment. He shakes his head. Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I see. Okay? About Helig. As I said, he no longer works here. Yeah, I heard it differently. He slides his spectacles down his nose. Just what are you insinuating? If this is your idea of a joke, I assure you it is in poor taste. Oh, I like number 3. So you didn't sink a blade into his chest and dump him in the catacombs? He'll be relieved to hear that. How could... He sighs and runs a hand over his hair. Very well. Yes, I killed him. I killed that beast because nobody else had the spine for it. He was a madman. Years of perverse experiments, twisting healthy souls, torturing damaged souls, and for what? He flayed the essence from gland-found ingredients, for his amusement. He waves down the hall. If the public had known half of his deeds, they'd have razed this place to the ground. Jabs his finger at the desk. He used the sanitarium to disguise his own sick proclivities. He brought shame on all of us and put the entire discipline at risk. I regret nothing. He calms down and sizes you up anyway. Now you know the whole grisly story. Helig says you stole the grimoire from him. His grimoire? What's that madman been telling you? I'm not in the mood for games handed over. I'm not a wizard, and I want nothing to do with his detestable research. What use would I have for it? If I know Helig, this is his idea of a joke. Probably not one you or I would appreciate. If anything I've told you about him is sunken, I beg you, return to the catacombs, slay him at once. Slay him once and for all. That foul man will cause misery and pain as long as he's around. He has something I need. I don't know what he promised you, but he's already lied to you about the grimoire. I don't have it. What have I told you about that evil, deceitful man? If what I've told you about that evil, deceitful man hasn't swayed you, I don't know what else to say. He turns back to his papers. Trust him at your own peril. In the corner of Mordred's lab rests a large weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Examine the trunk more closely. The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and the long scratches on the tile flooring suggest that the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory despite its considerable size. Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Unlock the trunk. Take the key you acquired from Helig and place it in the lock. It fits perfectly and turns with a solid clunk. The trunk holds no grimoires or treasures. Instead, you find yourself staring into the feral gaze and toothy maul of a twisted, monstrous creature. its humanoid form has been overwhelmed by bony angles and terrible claws. Oops. With a start, you recognize the vague shape of a young girl beneath the elongated, malformed bones and grayish skin. It growls and leaps from the trunk, not toward you, but toward Modred. Modred has no time to scream before his throat is torn out. What's he hitting at? What was hitting at him? I guess he knocked it to pieces, didn't he? Well, problem solved. Unexpected results. The canine host was listed listless and unresponsive, but it was determined that this was simply the implanted feline soul. Yarn resulted in vigorous stimulation. They were transplanting a cat's soul into a dog's body. That's sick. Okay, look at this on my own time. I regret nothing. Wanted to see if I could find the government office for him for Adair. And then we will go back to the Lich and give him what he was asking for. Now the stream is lagging a little bit, isn't it? I see that on my mobile phone. But since no one's writing in the chat, you probably don't even notice it. Let's go over here, see if we can find a different part of the city. I want to find the government office. I would have thought First Fires would be the one. In fact, there we go. Feel fairly positive that's the one we want. It's interesting that that was the Wise Bot says there's only 2 viewers, but there's clearly 3. Very strange. Good. Excellent. So now we're at the Knight's Crucible here. Oops. I'm literally walking onto the grounds. This used to be the temple to Woduka. Is he taking a piss?
This would be the temple Merwald spoke of, or what remains of it.
More ghosts.
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
A ghost hovers in the middle of the ruin, reciting blessings and prayers. Even as the spirit's form shifts and swirls, it retains the face of an elderly man and robes that mark wealth and status. It turns to you. I was told I'd find a temple to Woduka here.
And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum.
What stairs?
These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires.
Tell me more about the entrance to these catacombs.
There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay. but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate.
I'd like to know more about Utica.
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Utica watches over them all. Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Utica is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
And who might you be?
Lord Ardwellen Rugfold III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways.
And what are you doing?
Worshipping Utica, the exiled queen and oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
You know you're a ghost, right?
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from?
No, I'm serious. Just look at yourself.
A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
Bye. He thinks I'm crazy. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying, there's some question about his sanity. This looks like the seat of government. Certainly the seat of power. Let me hit a bathroom break real quick. I will be right back. Relieve myself of the cappuccino I have ingested.
Politics, intrigue, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
Sorry about that. When nature calls, it's a little hard to slam the door in her face.
How do you do?
It really is lagging just slightly. The young woman wears a simple but well-tailored uniform. She watches the comings and goings around her with quiet attention. Any news to share, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? Tell me about the current Duke. That would be Avar Wolfgren. Ooh, I like his name. Nice. Don't let the title fool you, though. Our dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Avar rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is just what Defiance Bay needs. Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay's not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. What is the Duchal Palace? In essence, it's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Admeth Hadret declared freedom from the Adrian rule some 150 years ago. She lowers her voice and grins. It's also a hotbed of regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you'll find in any tavern or brothel in this city. Direwood politics. It changes too quickly to be worth keeping up with. Better to strike up conversation in the taverns than try to loiter inconspicuously in the palace corridors. So, what goes on here? Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, and ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. She leans a little closer. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, she clears her throat and gestures counterclockwise around the palace. We have a shrine devoted to Magran, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Tell me about the shrine to Magran. It's a symbol of Magran's protection of Defiance Bay. She's represented the revolutionary spirit of the Direwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burn, but Firga, the tranquil ardent, has had trouble keeping them lit. That sounds like a potential quest. What kind of records are stored here? Mostly Dole official stuff, census counts, tax records, militia registries. Now I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half the records. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Avar's been meeting with some of the city leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away. But a lot of talk concerns animancy, so there's a good reason they're keeping the meeting behind closed doors. Why is animancy so controversial? Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Engwithian relics that were illegally looted from ruins in Glanfaf. She makes a quick twitching motion with her index finger and middle fingers. So what do you think about animancy? Me! I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with an expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the Gift or Copper Lane who spent every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. She shakes her head, breaks your heart. But there usually is nothing we can do for them. Okay, and the legacy? White One's legacy, that's what a lot of people call the Rash of Hollowborn. The theory goes that it's punishment for meddling in animancy. Okay, we know what the Hollowborn is. Let's stop asking stupid questions. Anyway, the legacy is what the politicians have been whispering about here lately. Okay, bye. We need the Hall of Records. That's Magran's Hoodaha. Not her Hoodaha. That's her shrine. That's her Hoodaha. That's just wrong. Oh, wow. Well, almost everyone leveled up. Cool. So, as I've said, he's our athletics feller. When we're in a pinch, it'll ask us who's going to do this athletics thing, and we pick him. Poleaxe, Estoc, Flail, Wand, Warbow. Battle Axe, Sword, Morningstar, and Crossbow. That sounds promising. Let's take that. He's specializing in those weapons, so it behooves us to make sure that he has one of those weapons equipped. She hasn't really had much of anything for specialty, although we should keep up her lore. And we might want to make sure her stealth is not too horrifying. Cool. This gives her the passive ability to not easily be flanked, which is not bad. We could do Bloodlust, which is plus 20% attack speed for 8.8 seconds, and it's a passive ability. Blooded, also passive, plus 25% damage while endurance is below 50. Brute Force, also passive. Attack Fortitude instead of Deflection if Fortitude is lower. Wild Sprint, okay, 3 times per rest. Barbaric Yell. The one stands alone sounds like a good option to take. Durance. Durance is our lore specialist. Give him another survival point. Save that one for the next round. And he gets new spells. Excellent. For those of you who don't play these games, 1st level, 3rd level, 5th level, 7th level, 9th level, each of those odd levels you get new spells. So, the mage. He is our mechanics expert. So we're going to give him that. And we better give him one-time athletics or he's going to really bite. As in suck, as in he will be very substandard. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. This draining touch, corrode damage, but you have to actually touch them, I think. But some of these guys get pretty close, very uncomfortably so, don't they? To him. And he starts getting in trouble. And then Adair says, we should take better care of Alof. Oh, and he's a lore master as well. But we have one problem with this, and that is that he really needs some other point distribution here. Okay. Lo, their endless host, the Harbinger's Doom. Frightened. I guess we'll take that one. I'm not very good at using them. I have not really practiced tremendously. Pretty sure this guy's going to be a jerk to us. Let's see. It's never as easy as one thinks.
Greetings.
But at least we'll get the ball rolling. A taciturn man with gray hair pores over a tome he's just withdrawn from one of the shelves. He glances up at you with baggy eyes. Yes, is there something I can pull for you? I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to figure out what happened to someone. The man clears his throat. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folk in Direwood who bear ill will toward Raederic. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps if you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different. But I have no reason to suspect you to be any different than the others. I'm going to try number 1. I take what I want. And then in the Duke's palace, I assure you that you will not. Besides, without my assistance, you'd be sifting through scrolls for years. Oh, fuck me. So, okay, we've come a long way. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side he fought for. You must understand, I've heard many such stories. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for you. So we need to establish ourselves somehow. At least we've got the ball rolling on that one. That's a start. Let's go back to the old man with his tale of his grimoire, which doesn't exist. Oops. And I suspect that was the young lady we were looking for who jumped out of the chest and killed the Animancer. We'll come back and do the thing with the Knights Radiant, whatever they're called. Knights Crucible. That's what they're called. I'm mixing my games now. From playing Baldur's Gate 2 early in the morning and then Pillars of Eternity in the evening. So we need to go down into the catacombs. Bugger me, we came out there. That's okay, we just want to go here. And remember, these streams are for mature audiences. When they say that, they mean people who can handle lots of gore. They don't mean people who are not childlike. It's my preferred term. Childish just sounds so ugly. Ooh, tea. So, speak feet. Used to be a kid that you could give a weapon to. I don't know if they took that out of the game, or if I just haven't encountered it, or if I'm dreaming it. I'm pretty sure there was one in there. Okay, we don't really need to go up those stairs and back down again. That's a waste of our time, our energy, everything. At least it doesn't cost us anything. We haven't been over to the other side of the bridge yet. Note the word yet. Okay, we went straight ahead. Let's make sure to stay on the left side. So many unintentional quotes. Go remember Lady Hawk, right? Walk on the left side. Oh yes, and the trap.
Hey.
Come on, sweetie, let's go up here.
Yes.
We couldn't get, oh, I wonder if we can get that trap open this time. Or disarmed, open. Yeah, let's open the trap. And we'll just make our way around it. Oh, that was close. That was close. Hey. And for the little doggy. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to turn into a fight. Go pick a fight. Did you find my grimoire? I opened Mordred's chest, if that's what you mean. That sounds like my answer. He places his hand on the table and leans forward. Tell me everything. The look on his face, the sound of his screams. He closes his eyes and clasps his gnarled hands together. I want to bask in every glorious detail. She tore him to pieces. I'm not sure which was louder, his agonizing cries or cracking of bones. Helig bursts into laughter, spewing bilious fluid. He dances a halting, awkward caper before settling his mad eyes on you again. I doubt I've ever had this much fun, even in life. He removes his amulet and hands it to you, and now your reward. You asked for Rowena, and here she is, small enough to carry with you. He chuckles again. She was a formidable warrior, and now her soul is a formidable talisman. It served me well these days, but I've moved on to bigger and better things. He waves a hand at the texts and runes on his table. Now, like so many things it passes to the next generation. Use it as you see fit, or give it to that miserable old sap Dalton. He shrugs his bony shoulders and returns to his work. Whatever you decide, our business is ended. A soul prowls within the bloodstone like a caged stelgare. It's filled with a fierce, restless energy. Who are you? You see an image in your mind of a woman in heavy leather armor bearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man, young and handsome, who calls her Rowena. The vision shifts to a windswept plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead. Their bodies contorted and deformed by some sinister sorcery. Rowena falls among them, her body collapsing next to the young man you saw earlier. She's too weak to speak, but the name Dalton appears in her mind. A lone figure strides across the battlefield, barely bothering to step over the corpses. His eyes are filled with an unnatural light and fixed on Rowena. He reaches out to her, and what little life remains in her body departs. When he takes the amulet from around her neck, you feel her anguished soul trapped within it. With a final contemptuous glance at the fallen Dalton, the man departs. Dalton sent me to find you. The soul pulses with warmth. It fills your mind with memories of a young man who's both bold and generous, but fury and despair gnaw those images away until all you can feel are cold crimson walls pressing against you and something loathsome feeding off of you as the years fade into decades. Okay, what is it that you want? You see an image of the amulet shattering and the soul inside rising and dissipating among the stars. She wants her release. Now here's our moment to consider what we want to do.
Leap.
I think we want to kill him, or at least try. We'll see if we're successful. I have my doubts. He's an extremely powerful wizard. Oh, yes! Caught him by surprise. Nice. Like I said, this is on normal level, not hard, which is, why it seems so easy. That sounded really strange, didn't it? But it's the truth. That takes care of that monster. See if anyone needs that. And
I'm on the trail.
on your knees. Okay, Durance was able to. His perception seemed to be quite high, didn't it? He has the highest mechanics. I'm looking for traps. We have had very bad luck with the trap situation. A tarnished locket. Faded portrait of a young nobleman still rests inside his face, has been worn away by time. Okay. Scattered furbish notes detail various animantic procedures and rites of necromancy. Okay, let's blow this popsicle stand. I don't think there's anything else for us. Get him across the Great Divide. Come on, darling.
Yes.
Let me go back up to Dalton and see what he wants to do with this stuff. There's one less creep in the world. It's amazing to change back and forth between an evil party and a not so evil party. These guys are tending more toward good, but not like really frothing at the mouth good, you know? It's kind of challenging to you as a player too, to swap back and forth. But it's easy enough to do, so that's okay. Let's do that, and then we will save and we will end the stream for this evening. Tomorrow I'll be streaming again. I don't know if it'll be 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Central European time. I think I have 3 o'clock in the afternoon marked in my schedule. We may go ahead and continue the Evil Baldur's Gate game. I'd like to get further in that and get past or farther. I would like to get past chapter 2 into chapter 3 where they go to Spellhold, so we can start making progress toward getting pulled down into the plains of hell. That is really some of the best dialogue in the whole game. It's really great. Where did we leave Dalton? Who's right on the other side of this bridge, right? Pretty sure he is. Streamed a little bit later tonight because I don't have to wake up in the morning so early. I don't have an early morning stream, so. Did you find her? Show him the amulet. Yes, but not as you expected. The old man studies the amulet. Rowena used to wear this. Where did you get it? Give him the amulet. From your old adversary, Helig. He trapped her soul inside of it, or from Helig, who's kept her soul trapped inside for decades. It's time to set her free. Yeah. Dalton's eyes widen in horror. No, please, after searching for her for so long, just to have her close to me, to visit her in my dreams, that would be enough. I'll give him the amulet. It's his choice. I know she thinks she wants to be released, but then he needs to be the one to release her. I don't think that's something that is my choice. Dalton takes it and touches the brilliant crimson gem. In whatever time I have left, this will be enough to have her close, to visit her in my dreams, to relive our memories together. I only hope that he will release her on his deathbed. Please take this. He hands you a club. It's from my old adventuring days. I think it's time I finally let them go. Defiance Bay, moderate positive. And she finally goes up a level. That's excellent. Seems that survival is her primary skill. However, I cannot let her wander around with absolutely no lore skill. That's not going to happen. Let's bring her stealth up as well. Defensive bond does what? Stalker link. That's all about them. I try to keep them. Oh, pardon me. I try to keep them attacking the same target. Let's go ahead and take this one here. So they do extra damage if they're attacking the same target. Okay. Oh, we have a message from our castle. Taxes collected, lost 101 copper pieces to bandits and gained, oh, nice. And apparently we can purchase something new. Restoring Bright Hollow will allow you to rest there. Other upgrades can be unlocked, can unlock resting bonuses for it. Oh, we can do that in parallel. Okay. The Bailey house houses various necessities for keeping the stronghold self-sufficient. Building this upgrade will allow you to upgrade the grounds further. Towers stand high above the walls of the stronghold. Upgrading the towers will grant a perception bonus when resting. Okay, but we'd have to do that first. go ahead and do the Bailey then. Oh, okay. I thought we could do them in parallel since it seemed to be offering it. You must be at the stronghold to recruit people. Okay, fair enough. So let us save this in a proper game slot. We will delete this and write in the Defiance Bay. Okay, so I want to thank everyone who joined me this evening. I know it was a little bit of a long stream, and it was. We started at 7, 8, 9, 10, so it was 3 hours. Normally we've been streaming for 2. Although I've done streams that were like, 5, 6 hours long. One is quite tired afterward. Again, I thank you. Hope you have a great day, night, whatever it is in front of you at your home. Join me tomorrow. My schedule is posted in Twitch. I do try very hard to hold to my schedule. When I didn't have one posted for a while there because of all the problems with my partner having a stroke and stuff. But it is posted, and I will be streaming tomorrow. And as I said, probably the Evil Party in Baldur's Gate, so we can make some progress. Tomorrow's stream will be 3 hours again. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you. So y'all have a wonderful, as I said, have a wonderful time. Take care of yourselves until then, and I will see you when I see you.